Good morning. I am Xiomara Angel, and I'm the strategy manager for post-secondary access at Alabama Possible. Welcome to the Alabama Goes to College 24 to 25 Celebration Day. We would like to thank our sponsors for making this webinar and all the webinars this year possible, and our partners from the Alabama Commission of Higher Education, the Alabama Community College System, the Alabama State Department of Education, and the Get Educated, which is the Common Black College application. Just some housekeeping. This webinar is recorded. If you would keep your microphones on mute at all times to avoid any feedback during the presentation. The webinar will be again recorded and posted to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Alabama Possible. You will be able to submit any questions that you have throughout the webinar using the chat feature, and we will try to answer those as we see appropriate. And we will have some poll questions toward the end for you to receive any professional development credit. Any social workers on this call will be able to receive some CEU credits as well. And there will be a survey for a free t-shirt towards the end of the webinar. We want you to share your commitment to building a college-going culture on social media. So don't forget to tag us at AL Goes to College, and also using the hashtags on the screen. And here is a quick overview of our agenda for today. And I would also like to hand it over to Chandra, who will introduce our guest speaker for today.
Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone? First of all, I know you're kicking off your summer, so I'm hoping everyone has some plans to rejuvenate themselves, to get ready for the next school year. I see somebody says we're good, yay. So listen, I am so excited as always. You'll all know this is one of my favorite events that we host every year because we get to uplift those who are on the front lines every day, supporting students across the state to make sure they are charting a post-secondary pathway that suits their needs and it suits their desires and dreams that they have for themselves. Again, welcome to the 2025 Celebration Day. The entire Alabama Possible team, I want to say thank you all for always putting on a stellar event and making sure that we elevate high school counselors, career coaches. You receive support from May and Xiomara all year long, and this is kind of their tribute back to you all for being able to be your supporters, but now elevating all the amazing work you've done to get your students across the finish line at the end of the year. And so there's one announcement I do want to share. I think I'm really excited about this for the next school year. We have been in talks with a company, and now we're excited to say that we will be launching for you all next school year what we're calling the Alabama Goes to College Direct Admissions. So I know a lot of you have shared with us, sometimes the challenges that come with students applying to college, and usually the application process is so complicated that students sometimes just tap out. And so we heard you, and we have been able to find a partner that will allow us to alleviate some of those headaches and get more students across the finish line. So the Alabama Goes to College Direct Admissions campaign, it will be a statewide effort that's designed to expand college access and simplify the admissions process for Alabama high school seniors. By using academic credentials and college preferences, students can receive proactive admissions offers from participating in-state and out-of-state colleges. And the catch about all this, no traditional application required. This initiative is a powerful tool for counselors who are working to ensure that every student across Alabama, especially those who may be first-generation college going students, can confidently pursue a post-secondary pathway. It does help to remove common barriers like the application complexity, financial misunderstandings, and then of course, sometimes we see the self-doubt by showing students that they are already college worthy. Now, as counselors, you play a key role in this process. One, by supporting the student profile completion through the Match technology, that's the organization we're partnering with. Then doing what you do best, celebrating those students who have received direct admissions offers. We're hoping to do that. We're planning to do that during our already scheduled college application weeks. And then guiding students through the next steps process. So this direct admission campaign aligns with the Alabama Goes to College goal of increasing accessible advising to create a college-going culture and ensuring that more students across our state have options for life after high school. So hopefully you're as excited about this opportunity as we are at Alabama Possible. We just see the tremendous benefits that this will bring to so many students across our state. So I know you, Todd, you don't want to hear any more from me. I'm excited to introduce our keynote speaker for the day. And here's the beauty part. We're in the same space. We're both at a conference here in Nashville, Tennessee. And so it's exciting that I actually just get to shift over one seat and she shifted my seat to bring the keynote today. But I'm excited to share that I'm bringing forth to you Representative Terry Collins, who represents District 8 for our state. She's been serving our state as a leader since 2010. And if any of you have come across her, you know she's very open, great listener, and definitely a supporter of high school counselors and career coaches. For one, she serves as the chair on the education policy. So she understands the barriers, she understands the challenges, and she's a great supporter of filling those gaps for you. She serves on various other committees. I won't list them all here. I just think it's just important to know, for you all to know, she's a great supporter of the work that you all do to make sure students across our state chart a pathway for themselves to be great citizens for Alabama. And so now I'm going to turn the screen off for shortly just so we can transition, and she will take the stage.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be with you virtually. I am Terry Collins, and Chandra and I are at a great conference right now in Nashville. I'm from North Alabama, Decatur, Morgan County, and so I just simply drove up yesterday, and we'll drive back in a little while. But it's been very interesting conference. It's been good. I've learned a lot. And so, but to be a part of your Alabama Goes to College Day, I can't think of anything that makes me more excited than that. So I think that's great. And to be here to celebrate school counselors and career coaches and ones that actually take confusing, often scary future projects and make them more simple, accessible, balance that out. I do mentoring some with students, and things that are so simple for an adult can be so hard and complicated for a student. So thank you for what you're doing, first of all. Hope you all end up having a great summer. I hope that have good professional workforce development this summer, and that makes going back easier. And it sounds like a great new program that would be helpful to you to use. So I want to say thank you. When the school board passed the policy of increasing and having universal FAFSA participants, I love that. I was a banker before I was a legislator, and leaving money on the table infuriates me more than anything I know. That I always try to encourage my people to make sure they took advantage of all the things that were available to them. But it's very, very important. And so I want to say thank you. I want to thank Alabama Possible for their leadership for providing this resource. I know I follow this data every time. I've seen our improvement years. I've seen the years when we struggled, not because of what we were doing, but because of the federal government not getting their act together. So I want to say thank you for overcoming all of those odds. I want to congratulate each of the winners today. I want to congratulate each of the schools. Whether you were a winner or not, you made a difference in the lives of students, and you helped them move forward in a way that they might not have been able to in the past. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being here today. I hope you have a great conference, as well as Chandra and I. So I'll turn it back over to her. Thank you.
Don't you just love this transition? I mean, you can't get more real time than this. But no, again, thank you so much, Representative Collins, for bringing that message this morning and just sharing how much you support our career counselors and coaches, counselors and career coaches across the state. And so now I think I will turn this over to, is it May or Manisha? Actually, Simara. So you're up. Thank you so much. And I wish everyone a great summer.
Chandra, I had a quick question for you. We had a question in the chat
Sure, I'm sorry.
related to the announcement. So for the direct college pathway, will educators be getting a list of participating colleges so that students don't apply to those colleges traditionally?
Yes, so there's going to be a moment once we have all I's dotted and all T's crossed where we're going to share information to all of our counselors on the schools that are going to be available on the platform, obviously giving you training on how to use the platform properly. So trust me, this is just an announcement just to get you all as excited as we are. But there are definitely lots of more scaffolding steps that have to come to be put in place. But yes, that's a great question. But you will receive a listing of the institutions that are going to be available to students because we don't want duplication efforts to take place where they're doing traditional applications and then going direct admissions. So we will make sure that that's part of the training process that we will be launching next school year. So thank you for that question.
So we will continue with the year in review. Just a little bit of what this year has been about. So first, of course, we want to share what is the campaign's components for the Alabama Goes to College campaign. So the first one, of course, is the Cash for College, which is the goal for every graduating senior to complete FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid before they graduate from high school, so that they can access state, federal, and institutional pay for aid to pay for their education after high school. This is another reason to celebrate it all. We have the second component. We have the Alabama College Application Campaign, which is part of a national effort to increase the number of first-generation college students and students from low-income families to pursue a college degree or higher education credential. And then we have our third component, which is our College and Career Decision Day. And College and Career Decision Day celebrates students committing to pursuing a higher education past high school. So that's whether obtaining a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, or a certificate, or even like an industry recognized credential, entering the military. All of those are part of our campaign. This year, the Alabama Goes to College campaign had 382 high schools registered in all 67 Alabama counties, which means that 45,831 high school seniors benefited from the campaign this year. We had 14 professional development trainings this year, and 5 community conversations that were led by our Educators Advisory Council. We had 161 help desk calls and texts answered this year, and that is thanks to you all who would refer students and families who had questions or needed assistance from us. And then we had 7 members of our 4th cohort of the Educators Advisory Council who we would like to thank for their engaging community conversations this year.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is May Whiting, and I'm the Data and Research Director at Alabama Possible. I had the honor of working with our 4th cohort that you see on the screen right now. So our 4th cohort of the Educator Advisory Council consisted of both career coaches and counselors representing each of our 7 workforce regions around the state. So we had Sherry Krieger representing Region 1, Haley Brown, Region 2, Angela Blossom, Region 3, Dr. Christine Hall, Region 4, Juan Macon, Region 5, Kelsey Scruggs, Region 6, and DeAndrea Westbrook, Region 7. Just want to take a moment to say their names because they did incredible work throughout the year. So these educators met 6 times to share their expertise and then really to provide very valuable feedback to our team and the campaign as a whole. And then, like Ciamara mentioned, they also led our virtual community conversations. So we hope you were able to join at least one of those discussions. They cover a range of college and career topics, and it's just an opportunity for everyone to get together and share ideas and strategies. So many thanks to this council. I see a few of y'all on the call today. And towards the end of today's session, we're also going to talk about how you can apply to be a part of next year's council. So stay tuned for that. All right, so now we're going to cover our Cash for College initiative. Again, our goal with this campaign component is to ensure that graduating seniors complete their FAFSA in order to unlock federal, state, and institutional aid. So I want to thank all of our educators and partners on the call for finding multiple ways to support families with this critical task. So we heard through our help desk, we heard from many of you as you were coordinating in-school events, after-school workshops. A lot of you are doing some one-on-one sessions with students and families, ultimately just to make sure that all of our families got across the finish line with this task. As Ciamara mentioned, through our help desk, we have the opportunity to work with y'all a little bit more directly on some of the financial aid concerns and issues that your students have. So just those little glimpses into your world told us all of the work y'all are doing to support students, and y'all really are the driving force behind all the positive results we're about to share on our next few slides. So you can see here our Best Hustle Award. As y'all know, we had another unusual FAFSA cycle this year, so the application opened in mid-November, which is later than we would like to see it. You usually start on October 1st. So we do take into account the delay in the FAFSA's opening as we monitor both early submissions and early completion rates. So for this year's Best Hustle Award, we looked at high schools that improved their submission rate by at least 10% from the class of 2024 to the class of 2025. And we define early as the first couple of months of the FAFSA cycle. So for our high schools that had at least a 10% increase in early submission, 142 Alabama high schools were receiving this distinction, and you can read more about them in our blog post. I'm going to drop that link into the chat. But we just want to say congratulations to all of the schools that really did this push for early completion with their students. Then I want to kind of fast forward to where we are now at the end of the academic year. So we'll look at FAFSA completion data through early May. For high schools that were registered for our campaign this year, 50.5% of those seniors completed a FAFSA, so right around the time of graduation. That was 1.6 percentage points higher than the national completion rate. So high schools participating in our campaign are exceeding what high schools around the country are doing. So congratulations on that. And then those graduating seniors will leverage an estimated $70.7 million in Pell Grant aid. That, of course, is need-based aid that doesn't have to be repaid. This aid is absolutely essential for expanding access to post-secondary pathways, and it really is a game changer in our state in particular. So we know as you're sharing your messaging to students, emphasizing the opportunity to receive need-based aid that doesn't have to be paid back is a really powerful message to students and families. So we're thrilled to announce that Alabama is currently ranked 14th in the nation for FAFSA completion. In the last several weeks, we've really been climbing in the rankings. So we've been so encouraged to see all of the efforts that you've put into finishing this year strong. And we anticipate continuing to move up in the rankings throughout the summer as well. You can find more details about our rankings through the National College Attainment Network's FAFSA tracker. I'm going to drop a link to that in the chat. But yeah, it's an awesome achievement for our state. Hope to keep up the momentum as we look forward to supporting the class of 2026. And we're also excited to celebrate our award-winning educators who ultimately had a part in contributing to this statewide success. For now, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Mack to highlight our next campaign component with Alabama College Application Week.
Good morning. During our fall and spring campaigns, we had 62 colleges to participate. Of the schools that hosted events, we had 294, and that is based on those schools that actually submitted their data from their campaign. 27,656 high school students participated, and over 73,000 college applications were submitted. This year, we had 91 schools that had 100% of their students completing college applications. So we're really excited about our numbers for this year. And this is a list of our participating schools for our fall and our spring campaign. Our next college application campaign will be held October 6th through 10th, 2025. And we get this question every year. We have fall breaks, we have testing. So trying to coordinate an event statewide so that we can include everyone, as you all can understand, it is kind of difficult. So we have set a date for October 6th through 10th. I will get the participating colleges to you in advance, especially for those that may be on fall break, so that you can share that information with your students, as well as those waiver codes. So although they may not be in school with you, they can apply to those colleges independently. Just a few pictures from our campaign for this year. Different schools submitted. So as you do your campaign for next year, please submit your pictures so that we can share your events with others.
Now, I would like to introduce Lisa King, who is the director of the American College Application Campaign with ACT, to talk about the award a little bit. Lisa?
Thank you, Xiomara, and thank you, Dr. Mack, for helping set the stage of the work of the high schools in the fall with our application campaign and the reason I'm here today. As Xiomara said, my name is Lisa King. I'm the director of the American College Application Campaign. We are a program of ACT Center for Impact and Learning, and we are focused and dedicated on helping those seniors navigate the college application and admissions process. So we're working with folks like Dr. Mack across the country in 47 states and DC to host these statewide events. I'm here today to celebrate with you your School of Excellence winner. We started this award ceremony process 6 years ago now, and it's been really exciting to be able to take a moment and really celebrate the schools that have been working hard and maybe have been doing this, from early on, 6, 7, 8 years with the campaign itself. And just find different ways to look for those folks that we know are making big efforts. If you want to go ahead and jump to the next slide, I just want to show you what you're all a part of nationally. We had over or almost 6,000 high schools that participated in those 47 states in DC with 47,000 students and 1.3 million applications. So I know when we ask for data and looking for things that come in, it helps us really lift up and see the bigger work of what you're all part of, and that you're really helping those students break down the application process. So the awards is there, as I mentioned, we really want to lift up high schools across the country. We offer all of our state campaigns the opportunity to nominate a winner. And so we had 26 states go ahead and do that this year. And we are really excited to go ahead and tell you that Oxford High School is the recipient of this year for Alabama, and part of that 26 schools. They have worked really hard for the last 7 or 8 years here doing the application efforts, and I want to make sure I call out the names of the individuals who helped really spearhead this, of Carla McDonald, the counselor there, Amy Reeves, a senior advisor, and Vicki Sturkey, who's a college and career coach. I know you'll get to hear more about the school itself, but I'm so glad that I can be a part of this virtual celebration and to make sure you all know that you are helping move something bigger here with our college going culture in not just Alabama, but across the country. And you all have been such strong leaders in seeing the efforts and the way things grow. I'm glad that I can join you virtually. I actually sit in Michigan, so I'm not as southern, and it's finally getting warmer here. But it's great that I can still be a part of it since I'm not able to be in every single state as we celebrate schools across the country. And so I just want to say congratulations, Oxford. We're really proud of you for helping foster that sense of unity and collaboration between your staff, the community partners, and parents, and just having that strong commitment to serving as a model for others across Alabama. So thank you for letting me join you today. And I think that next slide just shows maybe that, yeah, there they are. One of their photos that was submitted. So I believe, is it going back to you, Xiomara?
Our award winner, Carla, was not able to join us today, but she did leave a little video for us to watch on their efforts for their award.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carla McDonald, Oxford High School senior counselor, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. Although I couldn't be in person, I'm actually off, but I've been asked to just kind of talk about the ACAC Award School of Excellence. I got so I'm just excited about that, and just some of the initiatives and some of the things that we put together for the campaign. So at Oxford High School, I've been the senior counselor for the last 4 years, but I worked with our previous counselor that's been doing this program for years. So I was already knowledgeable about the Alabama application campaign. And so each year we gear up and we get all of our faculty involved, and it's like really big for our campus. Our staff is just really involved, our digital and our media broadcasting team, they're really, really great to get the information out to our staff, out to the community, to all of our students. So we're really, really thankful that we have a village that plays a part in this. Although I would like to take all of the credit,
Muna kailaman kay Gun
I have a
Sandy.
student
Oh,
advisor that I am just blessed that kind of takes up a lot of the slack and help me out. Amy Reeves is just a big instrumental part of some of the loose ends that on the backside that people actually don't see. So during that week, we actually have an area dedicated for just the seniors to come all during the week, Monday through Friday, and just sit, and they can apply for the colleges here on site. Also, we have a career coach that is very instrumental in helping with the setting up of our areas. She also invites the local universities. We have Jacksonville State University. We also have Gaston State Community College. And our goal is to have every student employed, enlisted, or enrolled by the end of their senior year. So this campaign helps us meet the goal of having students enrolled. And it is our hope that all of our seniors are at least enrolled in one college. If it's just the 2-year program, we encourage our students to at least apply. So which having the staff that will sometimes take their planning periods and say, hey, I'll sit out here and help a kid write an essay, or I'll help a kid with just the application process. So I'm really happy that we have staff that gets involved. I have a principal that is very welcoming to any ideals, and very supportive administrative team. So it takes our entire school, and that I'm very, very thankful for. Now, we do have several students that work for a lot of establishments and organizations in the community. So we get the students involved and say, hey, you work for X, Y, or Z. See if your employer will give us some incentives for the students. So each time a student comes and they apply, that's when we actually use our enrollment sheets for the students to list what school you applied for, and they get a banner, they get like some type of incentives. And we kind of make it a little fun thing, kind of a campaign or a contest. Who can apply for the most colleges? And we recognize those students, throughout the school, over the announcements. So we try to make it a big fun event. And on that last day, we have kind of a tailgate out on our quad, and we have different tents set up with different themes, different schools, and all of the students that actually applied get to come out, just hang out together, have music, and just fun. Kona Ice, which is one of our organizations, kind of a snow cone type thing that just comes out and give the kids like free snow cones, just something to let them know that they're appreciated, and we appreciate what the kids do. But once again, I'm elated to be receiving this award on behalf of Oxford City Schools, and to be the only one in the state of Alabama. But again, I'm so sorry that I couldn't be here with you guys today, but I'm really thankful. And if there's ever anything I can do, I think we build every year to try to get the campaign better, because we're still learning, but we just do what we think is best. And a lot of the kids actually they help us. They say, hey, can we wear this or can we do that? And we get the staff involved in dress up days and just anything. We're open to suggestions as well. But I'm available if anyone wants to reach out. Again, I'm Carla McDonald with Oxford City Schools. And thank you all for listening out today. And hopefully I'll see y'all soon.
Awesome. So congratulations again to our School of Excellence winner. I would now like to introduce our Cash for College award-winning educators. We're going to start off just by recognizing our MVP winners. So these are our schools who had the highest FAFSA completion rate for their respective size category. So we're pleased to recognize Dadeville High School as the extra small school MVP, Gunnersville High School as the small school MVP, Saraland High School as the medium school MVP, Fairhope High School as the large school MVP, and Hewitt Trustville High School as the extra large school MVP. So congratulations to all of these schools on your achievements. Everyone who joins our professional development trainings next year will have a chance to hear from these award winners during those sessions as we gear up for the class of 2026. Next, we have our most improved award winners. So these are the schools that had the greatest year-over-year improvement in FAFSA completion for their size category. So we'd like to recognize Birmingham City Schools Virtual Academy of Learning as the most improved extra small school, Collinsville High School as the most improved small school, Albertville High School as the most improved medium school, Carver Senior High School in Montgomery as the most improved large school, and then Mary G. Montgomery as the most improved extra large school. So educators at our most improved schools will be sharing some of the strategies that led to their improvement, and then they were also asked to respond to a specific prompt for their presentation. So we hope that you're all able to learn from the many different perspectives that are represented here today. And now I will turn it over to our first Most Improved Award winner of Extra Small Schools, Birmingham City Schools Virtual Academy of Learning. So they will discuss what post-secondary planning strategies they employed this year that they didn't employ last year, and then the effect that that had on their success. So turning it over to you.
Good morning. Thank you, May. My name is Brad Hodge. I'm the school counselor here at BCS Virtual Academy of Learning. And on behalf of Jessica Wedgeworth, our principal, and our faculty staff, I just thank you for this recognition and just the consideration to be a part of this. What we employed, well, I'll jokingly say that I was employed. Last year, we did not have, at that time in the fall, we did not have a full-time school counselor. We're in our third year of putting BCS Val together. And Ms. Wedgeworth and Ms. Williams, who is our senior advisor, senior teacher, has been together since the beginning. And they are rock stars, and it's good for them to see the efforts of building this. So what's different? The last 6 years, I was at Carver High School here in Birmingham. So when this opportunity came, I was able to just, in the final 3 years at Carver, I was a senior counselor. So just taking those strategies and things and just put them right in place. And again, it's not what you teach, it's what you emphasize. And from day one, we were always emphasizing the Zoom meetings because we are virtual. So we're in our homeroom Zoom in the morning. And then we have weekly meetings with those seniors and underclass as well. But we just emphasize the value of it, emphasize College Application Week. We here in Birmingham have the fortunate opportunity with Birmingham Promise, something our mayor put together in 2019. And it's a multi-tiered program, but one of them is the scholarship application, a scholarship package that comes with them. If you're a Birmingham City school student, if you go to in-state public institution, they will pay tuition and fees. There is a caveat to that, but they will pay for that for those students. So that helps us make that push along with College Application Week. We were able to take field trips this year because I was here and we had a full-time employee from the beginning of the fall. That, you know, I'm a big believer of getting on the campus and feeling the energy, feeling the vibe, and let those students see places they would not normally see. We also have our application, scholarship application page on our Schoology page that we also take from our BCS website. And then the college application week itself, we did something new that had not been done, is what we had done when I was at Carver. We just had theme days during that week period, where our faculty staff was emphasize what they did, what other grade level they were in. They would emphasize the value of their college experience. And there you can see the theme days there, going across there. I mean, obviously we're in Alabama, so you got to be one or the other. It's Baptist, Methodist, it's Alabama Roll Tide or War Eagle. So we were able to put that in and let teachers talk about their experiences. And again, Birmingham Promise has a college fair during that same week that was very instrumental, letting our kids get in, make applications, talk to schools, and get the feeling like I can go to college. We have students here in our district who do not have a family tradition of going to college, and they could be the first year college attendee. So to get them to experience that from those fairs, which we also have other college fairs that are available to our students, but that's just getting there and get from it and emphasizing that. And we didn't do anything crazy, success leaves clues. We just done what we previously have done at other schools, and now we can build on it for this next year.
All right, thank you. I would now like to introduce Collinsville High School as the most improved small school. They will share some challenges they faced in their post-secondary planning work this school year and how they overcame those challenges.
Hello, I'm Bradley Crawford. I'm the principal at Collinsville High School, and I'm joined here with Georgiana Crisson. She's our counselor, and Miss Brandy Dupree. She's on the call with us today as well. She's our district career coach that is assigned to Collinsville School. Going into this school year, we really looked at what are some of the barriers that our students were facing, and of course, we realized that post-secondary planning was not necessarily equitable for all our students. We had socioeconomic challenges, language barriers. We have a high EL population, cultural factors. Those were all just some common obstacles that we came to identify. So our goal was really to examine what are the root causes and discuss what are some potential solutions that we could have for that. So looking at economic barriers, we knew that in some instances there were costs associated with college applications, with testing, with campus visits. And so working with Ms. Dupree, we were able to try to alleviate some of those concerns and expose students to campus visits and things like that. We knew that some of these children, they looked at college as something that was just unobtainable because they needed to work, they needed to support their family. So Ms. Dupree, Ms. Crisson did a really good job of letting students know that, college in the sense of how maybe a lot of us years ago would have gone, and it was sitting in a classroom and it was during the day, that now there's many, many more options available for completing college and knowing about online courses and night classes and things like that. And then there's the general lack of access to resources and guidance. These two ladies did a great job of educating students and families in that regard. And of course, like I mentioned, we have a large EL population. What that presented to us, well, am I still here? Oh, all right. Okay, I thought I went away. We had in our situation with the large EL population, we had language gaps, we had cultural gaps. And so that caused difficulty navigating the application, the whole financial aid process. A lot of our families, it's not normal to them, the U.S. education system. And so that created some challenges that we had to overcome and really work to try to offset. From there to having a large immigrant population like we do, and kind of the political climate in the country being what it is, we saw fear amongst that community of folks. Perhaps they'd had past negative experiences with institutions, and of course, school being one of those potentially. And so as a result, they just had a reluctance to engage with the school or just with government programs in general. So that was another thing that we had to really kind of fight to overcome. Some of those barriers, of course, overlap when you start talking about poverty and language and mistrust. And so you have these kind of what we call invisible walls that might not have been apparent to everybody on the outside, but they were apparent to us. And so these students wind up being unrepresented in college and career prep. And so what we got into working on, how we've helped with this, As we've started trying to build trust through relationships and consistency, we've been able to employ more staff members who are bilingual, and that has helped tremendously. Our outreach, we've been sensitive to the fact that, not everybody speaks English, and so we've tried to make sure that we have communicated in multiple languages. We've used some of our partners in the community, in that Hispanic community, to help us connect with families. And so that's really been one of the things that's really jumped out at us as ways that we've tried to help this year and create pathways that allow post-secondary planning to be inclusive and being equitable, and just kind of address those barriers that we saw, and be sensitive to the differences that exist among all of us, to help these students have an opportunity to gain access. And so we feel like all these things collectively help to see this improvement. And we really appreciate somebody taking notice of that, what was done by these folks and our students and families.
Awesome, thank you. I would now like to introduce Albertville High School as the most improved medium school. They will discuss some effective methods they use to involve parents and families in the college and career planning process. We, of course, always have the opportunity for y'all to ask questions or make comments when you're registering for our webinars. And a very common question we get is how to engage families in the college going process. So I'm excited that we'll have a school touching on it. I'll turn it over to y'all.
All right, thank you, May. Hey, everybody, I'm Lindsay Beck. I'm the career coach at Albertville High School. And just wanted to give a quick shout out and thank you to our senior counselor, Miss Lindsay Knott. She wasn't able to make it today, but she definitely, we worked together on making this presentation and getting the information down, and also our principal, Mr. Stephen Hudgens, because like everybody else has mentioned for their school, it really does take a team effort. So if you're looking to, grow your FAFSA completion, I just really encourage you to work with your counselors and your principals and your staff, your teachers, and really to create a core team, because it really does take everybody. But we can go on to the next slide. That's just our introduction slide. So before I get into just the methods that worked for us for families and getting them involved and just educating our students on why it's important to complete the FAFSA, I thought I would start off with our timeline, because to me, the way that we introduce the FAFSA and when we introduce the FAFSA is very important. I have learned not to just bombard the seniors all at once at the beginning of the year on everything. So just kind of very having everything planned out is just very important that we have realized. So starting in October, just like everybody else, we of course celebrate the college application week, and we promote that all that week. We get the students excited about step one, which is dreaming and goal planning for college. So apply to college, and just getting everybody excited about that. It's free. Why not apply? It's not going to hurt you. We do start to mention the FAFSA during that week, but we just don't go into complete detail of you need this document and this document and this document during that week. We just introduce, hey, if you're going to apply to college, do that this week. In college, we do we make a lot of effort into explaining what college actually means too, because a lot of times when we say college, students think, oh, I'm not going to go to college. And we're like, well, what are you going to do? Well, I want to go to trade school. Okay, well, trade school, a lot of times in our state is going to a community college, so that still applies to you. So just that first week, or that weekend, the college application week, we introduced the step one, which is applying to college, and introducing that, yes, if you want to go to college, it's going to be a good thing if you complete the FAFSA. And we tell them that we'll cover that FAFSA part later. So that rolls around to December. We start really talking about FAFSA during this month. You can see on the screen, we kind of break it up into day one, day two. So day one, we go over a PowerPoint about the FAFSA facts and what you need to complete your FAFSA. And yes, you need to involve your parents with this and what we need from your parents and that kind of stuff. So day one is just the information. And then day two, we follow up on, hey, okay, so yesterday we talked about the FAFSA. And so today we're going to actually create that FSA ID that we were talking about. So we kind of turn the classroom into a computer lab, and we get everybody to get their Chromebooks out, and we help them create their FSA ID. So that's kind of how we start the first year. And then, as you can see on the screen, the second part of the year, when we get back from Christmas break, the kids they know about the FAFSA, they've completed their FSA ID. We hope that they, over Christmas break, have talked to their parents about the parent FSA ID and help them create it. So then in January and February, this is all about just one-on-one time with our students. So we reserve all day on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We have block days on those days. So the longer class periods work really well with our students being able to come in for one-on-one time, because they can still meet with their teacher for a little bit of work if they need to make up work or do something, but then they have enough time to come see us. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays are block days, and we meet with the seniors in the library, and it's really just whenever they can come. We do not require them to make an appointment because sometimes they forget. So we just kind of leave it open, and just all day from the beginning to the end of the day on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we just let them come in and start their FAFSA, and we are there to help them start their FAFSA and then kind of make them a to-do list on like what's next. You know, it might be that they need to go home and talk to their parents about the parent part and this and that. So we get them going. And so that's all the way through from January to the end of February. March and April is just kind of our, all right, who hasn't, completed their FAFSA and who needs extra help and maybe who needs to complete a waiver. So March and April, as you can see, it says at this point in the year, most of our students have completed FAFSA or the waiver, but those who have not completed either one, we just call them in to the office individually to discuss which path they want to complete. So that's how we break down the timeline for us. And we can go to the next slide. So the question that we have again is, what effective methods have you done in the past to involve parents and families in the college and career process? And so one event, we can go to the next slide. One event that we have completed in the past that was really a fun event is our food truck and FAFSA night. So I just talked about how we really try to educate the students during the day when they're with us, but a lot of times parents cannot take off work during the day to come help their student with the parent process of the FAFSA. So we did this FAFSA food truck night where we just said, hey, parents, come to the school, come to the lobby. You don't have to, the lobby's right there at the front of the school. So they don't have to search for us very, very long or hard to find our help. But we just have tables and chairs set up. We have invited Sneed State, our community college financial aid office, to help with this too. So they are there to help our students and parents complete the student and the parent side of the FAFSA. And then we have had a taco truck just set outside, and we welcome the parents and students to bring in some food, or if they want to grab food right after. But it's really about the food that kind of hooks them to coming to the event. I'm not going to lie, but that was just a fun after hours event, and allowed our parents to be involved in the process of helping their kids complete the FAFSA. So that's one thing. And then just some additional small methods I really feel like has helped us have a great success with improvement is, again, introducing the FAFSA early on in the school year, and then really creating the emphasis heavy on the second part of the year, involving your local community colleges. For us, that's Sneed State. With the FAFSA process, they've been very helpful with like coming out on those block days when we have the FAFSA help in the library. they have helped us kind of sit in on some of those sessions, and then just aiming to personalize the process as much as possible, and helping students understand, even if they do not live with mom and dad or a parent, that they can still complete the FAFSA. So helping students understand, no matter what their household situation is, we can help them figure out what to do. And reminding them about everybody's pathway in college is different, whether you're going on to a university or a community college to get an associate's degree or a technical degree. College still applies to you. So if college applies to you, you need to complete the FAFSA. And we can go on to the next slide. This was our completion for the 2020 or 2023-24 year. We're at 45%. And then the 24-25 year, we were able to raise it to 53.1%. So we were really excited. Again, team effort with our administration and our teachers, and just bugging our seniors throughout the year about FAFSA, not just introducing it one time during the year, but really just keeping that conversation going throughout the year until the very end. So, and here's our information, my email, and Miss Knott, our senior counselor, her email. So if anybody would like to reach out, we'll be glad to help in any kind of way. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. I would now like to introduce Carver Senior High School in Montgomery as the most improved large school. So they will discuss tips for forming strong relationships and partnerships with different collaborators who can then support students' post-secondary goals.
Good morning, everyone. I did not test my audio before, so please let me know. I'm good. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Miss Williams Johnson, the senior counselor at Carver High School. I have had the privilege of being the school counselor here for the past 18 years. And it has been an honor to be a part of the Wolverine Nation, as well as to accept this award for Carver High School. We have worked really, really hard. We have increased enrollment by almost 800 students because we did merge with Lanier High School. So it has been a challenge our first year. However, here we are, and we are accepting this award. So I had to do my slides on any tips for forming strong partnerships with community-based organizations and other collaborators who support your students' post-secondary goals. And we all know how important it is to build partnerships and relationships with our community leaders, organizations, because they will be your biggest support, especially when you need funding when it's not available at your school. So tip one, and these are things that we already know. However, why not get a refresher on these on this information? You want to make sure that you align your goals and values with your partner. You want to establish a shared vision for supporting students' post-secondary goals, and you want a strong partnership that will thrive when both parties are working towards the same common goal. So again, the first thing you want to do when building relationships with your partners, if you want to make sure that that partner is on the same goals or have the same vision that you have. And you want to establish a vision that is shared. And once you establish that vision, you can kind of move forward with your plan. Tip two, you want to do clear communication. You want to set up regular meetings or check-ins to discuss progress, challenges, and involving student needs. You want to be transparent about your expectations, your roles, and responsibilities, so all parties are on the same page. We all know clear communication, that could be for anything, relationships, marriages, whatever the situation might be. You want to make sure that you're clear with your partners on what you expect from them and what they expect from you. You want to be transparent about everything, all of your needs. Anything you need, you want to let them know what your students need, what you as a counselor need or a career coach need. You want to meet with them. A lot of partners, they come in the beginning in August, and then some of them you don't see anymore to the end of the year. You want to be able to set up regular meetings or check-ins so they can know what's your progress, so they can know if you have any challenges in your school, so they can see what are your students' needs. The needs might change from August to January, so you will always want to do an update and speak with your community leaders. With your community partners when it comes to knowing what your needs are. Tip 3, you want to build trust and relationships. And how do you do that? You just take the time to foster relationships with your partners. You want to show respect for their work and collaborate on initiatives that benefit all stakeholders. A lot of times we have partners that like I said, they come in and out. However, we're not building a relationship with them. We want to build relationships that last. So you don't want a partner to come in 1 year and then the next year you lose that partnership. So you want to build trust with them so they're able to last for years to come. Tip 4, celebrate successes. You want to acknowledge and celebrate the milestones and successes that come from the partnership. And you want to recognize the efforts and outcomes of the partnership and showcase the impact of the collaboration. A lot of partners would say, well, we don't do it for the recognition, and most of them do. They do want to be recognized. So what we do for our partners at our school, we have a big alumni base. So I consider our alumni our partners because anytime we call the Wolverine Nation, they're coming. We have a lot of them that work, in banks. They come in and do financial aid with us. We have a lot of them that work for colleges. They come in, make sure that we have everything we need, that the students know how to do applications, know how to do essays, know how to look for scholarships. So you have to use what you have in your community. But we celebrate our partnerships. We do a breakfast with our partners to let them know how they're appreciated. We also let them know how their contributions to our community helped our students. We also do a recognition. We give them awards and certificates at our Honors Day. We'll invite them to come in. So just recognize them, let them know that you appreciate them and what they're doing for you and your school and your children, your students. Just let them know that you appreciate them. Even if it's a certificate, you go by their job, you send donuts to their job, whatever the situation is, you want to just make sure that they are being celebrated and that they are being recognized for their efforts.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I would now like to introduce Mary G. Montgomery as the most improved extra large school. They will discuss some practical ways to support and engage students who are undecided or who might change their post-secondary plans.
Hey, good morning. My name is Tara Price. I am the career coach at Mary G. Montgomery High School. Our senior counselor is Savannah Gilman, and unfortunately she couldn't attend today. Hopefully I will do a good job explaining all of our activities that she was vitally a big part of for our students. So we are a large high school. We graduated 461 seniors this year. And thankfully through Ms. Gilman's guidance, our students are on to very successful futures. So our tip of what are some practical ways you support and engage students who are undecided or who change their plans. So we have career academies in our schools, and that just means it is a structure of elective courses that students take in hopes of identifying if it is something that they like, or maybe if it's something that they don't like. So at the beginning of their junior and their senior year, we have students create just a real simple Excel spreadsheet. You can even use Google Sheets for career plans. So it has their information on there, and then where they plan to go, what type of school they plan to attend, what their interests are, do they know what type of career they would like to go into. Then throughout the year, we can use that form to identify students to do field trips, guest speakers, or any other things that are targeted to those. Then we can also identify kids that marked undecided, unknown, I don't know, not sure. And through that, then we can pull them in with small groups, make sure they're in classes that can kind of help them. All of our seniors go through a mock interview process. They're also able to do job shadow, internships. And then, like I said, within our Career Academy classes, we have guest speakers and field trip opportunities, again, to help students either decide it is something that they like or again, possibly that it's something they're not interested in. We've probably all been there as adults before, where something sounds good, looks good, and then you get in there and try it out, and you're like, that's not exactly what I thought it was, or thought it was, that I'd be doing, and maybe I'm not as interested in that. And so then we help them find the places that they are most interested in. They also do this form as a junior, so we start that process a little early as well, just because sometimes by that senior year it's hard to rein them in. They can already get senioritis pretty quickly, and then you can go to the next slide. And so some of the ways, again, that our career counselor really helps our students is our students attend several college and career fairs throughout the year. And so we make plans for that. Our district even puts on a whole career plan where students go through about a month-long process of a worksheet that we have as career coaches have created for them. Things like Dress for Success, elevator pitches, identifying with working through Cooter, what their interest inventories are, where that aligns with workforces in our area, and what companies and careers we have in our area that might align with the things they have. And then of course, there's some that are put on by other entities that our students can attend. And then we also have the FAFSA night where parents can come and get some information as well. We normally have some local colleges and some two-year colleges that will come in and assist with this. And that just kind of helps the parents, because a lot of times the students can only go so far. They do have to have that parent help with that. And then of course, all of the information provided during the free college application week.
Awesome, thank you. So we appreciate the time that all of our presenters took this morning to share their strategies with us. As a reminder, all of our MVP award winners will be joining us during our professional development webinars next academic year. So please plan to join us for those. But I'm now going to turn it back over to Dr. Monica Mack to talk about some upcoming training opportunities.
So we do have a few summer trainings coming up if you all are interested. The technology conference will be held June 18th through 20th, mega conference July 14th through 18th, and our career development conference will be July 23rd through 25th. And all of those conferences will be held in Mobile. A few counseling related conferences for our school counselors. We have our new School Counselor Academy, September 9th. It will be held at Troy University, Montgomery. The Alabama School Counseling Association will host its Career Issues Conference October 2nd through the 3rd at the University of Montevallo. And then we have our annual conference sponsored by the Alabama Counseling Association in Birmingham, and that will be held November 19th through 21st. Registration information will be available soon.
And we will be sending out all of these slides in a follow-up email, so you'll have the link to all of those training opportunities once you receive that email from us. So now I want to talk about next steps for the class of 2026. So we have already opened registration for next year's Alabama Goes to College campaign. We encourage you to sign up before you head out for summer break. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. We want to be able to connect with you as soon as possible as the next academic year begins. So we hope you'll register promptly. And as a reminder, we only need one representative from each high school to complete the registration form. So please make sure to discuss this with your team to see who will be completing the form. And then we've also opened up the application to join our 5th cohort of the Educator Advisory Council. So if you're passionate about supporting students in their post-secondary pathways and you want to contribute your expertise, then we encourage you to apply to this paid leadership position. We really encourage you to only apply if you do have time to join 6 virtual meetings and to lead 1 community conversation during the year. Our advisory council does get started right at the beginning of the academic year, so we really hit the ground running with that. So let me also drop that link into the chat. I'm going to put in a link for you to be able to read more about the opportunity and then also to apply if you're interested. All right, awesome. So, want to thank y'all for spending your time with us today. We do greatly appreciate your feedback throughout the year, but especially at the end of the year as we're kind of taking survey of all the things that we've accomplished throughout the academic year, but then all the things that we can improve as we head into the next year. So, please take a moment to complete our end of year survey. If you're not a high school educator, then the survey will take about 3 to 5 minutes. If you are a high school educator, then we ask for a little bit more detail. So the survey might take 10 to 15 minutes. If you complete a survey, you will receive a free t-shirt along with our gratitude. So we'll have an extra form that you'll see right at the end of the survey that will take you to a separate survey to give your t-shirt size and your mailing address. We ask that you complete this by June 13th at noon, just so that we're able to get everything settled. And then if you are a high school educator who's looking to claim your professional development hours, you can do that on PowerSchool. So CMR, if you'll go to the next slide for that. So you'll go to the link that you see on the screen. I'll also make sure to drop that in the chat for you. And then you will go to course number 322173, section number 510312. Please make sure to do that within the next 24 hours so we can get all of that noted for your credit. And if you're a social worker, you can claim CEUs for attending today's event by scanning the QR code on the screen. You will receive 1.5 credit hours for this event. So I'm just going to give it a minute or so to make sure everyone has a chance to scan that code. And Anne, I see your question in the chat. These links will all be in the PowerPoint in our follow-up email, so we'll get that sent out sometime later today for y'all. So we hope that y'all will take your much-deserved rest over summer break, but as you start planning for the class of 2026, we encourage you to check out some of our resources, and we wanted to highlight in particular our toolkit takeaways videos. These are very concise videos that showcase some of the main resources that we suggest you consult as you're planning for each of our 3 campaign components. So they're very brief and they really just show you how to access our toolkit and different templates you can use, different materials you can leverage so that you're not having to recreate a bunch of things that we already have available for you. So we do hope that you'll take a moment to check out those videos. I'm going to drop a link to our YouTube playlist in the chat. We also, as you're filling out your end of year survey, we welcome your recommendations for resources you think would be super helpful for you as an educator. So please just let us know what we can do to make things as easy as possible for you as an educator. We know you're balancing so many different responsibilities. We really want these aspects of your job and your role to be as simple as possible. And I'm now going to turn it back over to my colleague, Ciamara.
Celebration Day today. Thank you to our presenters, Dr. Mack, Lisa, who had to log off, and all of the most improved who presented their tips and all of their amazing feedback this year. I I believe that we will send those Uber Eats vouchers either today or tomorrow. Someone correct me on that, but we are so excited to have been here for you all this year, and we really hope to see you again and work with you on these new exciting projects for next year. And we hope that you rest and recharge for the next graduating seniors of 2026. So if we don't have anything else, I think we can end this webinar right now. We hope we have a great summer and a great rest of your day. And we will follow up with an email with all of the links in the PowerPoint